Hello and welcome to the Culinary Adventures of Mad Zach. I'm Mad Zach and we're on part 1 of 3 of our Thanksgiving feast series. And today we're going to be making some green bean casserole. Yep, we're going to throw some cheese with some green beans and a nice bake. You know how I like using the oven, so this is going to be delicious as always. Let's gather some ingredients, okay? Those ingredients you need are 2 10-ounce cans of condensed cream of mushroom soup, 3/4 cup of milk, 1 can of French fried onions, 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, 2 bags of frozen cut green beans, and 1/2 pound of processed cheese. Processed cheese is kind of like Velveeta or, those types of maybe even generic brand. All right, I'm going to get those together, and then we're going to make us a nice green bean casserole. So if you've ever made lasagna before, you know that it's all about layers. Well, this dish is exactly the same way. We're just going to do a bunch of layering here. First thing that you want to do, though, you want to grease the pan, and I'm using a 13x9 baking pan, but you can also use a casserole dish or anything that's you need at least about 2 inches to get this all in there without it overflowing. So go ahead and grease that. Pour a little bit there. My trusty brush. And make sure you get all around the sides. Just makes it easier to pull out later. All right. That off this side and that off this side. All right. Now you want to get a big mixing bowl. You're going to take all of the cream of mushroom soup, this condensed joy, right there. Don't forget all those goodness. Okay. Then you're going to take your milk, add that in. Then you're going to take your cheese and add that. And then you're going to take half of your French fried onions and add that. Save the other half. There you go. A little more. And then just go ahead and mix it up. Make sure that it gets blended very well. It should get very chunky and look somewhat delightful to eat. All right. It smells great. That cream of mushroom soup does. Okay. So now we got a good mixture. Take your baking pan back. What you're going to do first is you're going to take 1 bag of the green beans and you're just going to do an even layer on the bottom here. And dump those in. And just spread it out so it's as even as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as even as possible. Then you're going to take your mixture and you're going to pour half of that over the top here. So it's kind of chunky, so it should be pretty easy to pour. Looks about half. And then just kind of spread it around as much as possible. Try not to clump up that bottom layer of green beans. Okay. Now you take half of your processed cheese, and that's why we sliced it, and you just kind of layer it on top of that. Which again, doesn't have to be perfect. Just get that whole layering concept down. Okay. And one more. Spread that out because those are thicker chunks. Move that right there. All right. Now you repeat the process with your second bag of green beans. The rest of your cheese, cream, and mushroom soup mixture. And any of the goodness that's left back in the mixing bowl as well. Spread that around. Okay. Then you're going to layer with the last of your processed cheese again. And when this all cooks, it'll mix a little bit better than it is now. So don't worry if you got some spots of beans showing. It all joins happily in the oven, like most things do. And then go ahead and top off with the remainder of your French fried onion. Just sprinkle that right on top. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put this in the oven for 325 degrees. I went ahead and preheated. You can do that before you actually start making this. By then, pretty much ready for you to put in there. So put it in there for about 40 minutes, and then 40 minutes we'll be back and we'll see how it turns out. 40 minutes later, a great smelling house, and then 10 minutes of cooling and staring at it because I just want to eat it right this instant. We are now back with our tasty green bean casserole. This thing looks amazingly delicious. And just, I don't know how cheese does it, but it always just makes everything look better and smell really great. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little piece out here because this is really what you want to eat here. Get around the edges. And don't worry about this being messy because that just makes it better. Little pizza de resistance, or pizza, I don't know, I said pizza, I guess that works too. Bacon bits. Little secret that my grandma used to teach me. When she would make her green beans, she'd mix in a little bacon. And it may not be a secret, maybe other people do it, but my grandma taught me, and it was pretty cool when I was younger. Anyway, just sprinkle that all over the top. You can do that right when you pull it out of the oven. You can even do it while you're creating it. That would work fine too. But get those bacon bits on there because that's just going to make it even better. Take this plate. Let's see what we can scoop out here. Ooh, yeah. Good, healthy chunk of goodness. And just a little bit more. And there you have it. Cheesy with some bacon. Green bean casserole. This is definitely good, and your guests for your Thanksgiving dinner will love it just as much as you will. But feel free to make it whenever you feel like it. All right, thanks, and we'll see you next time.